Who else's life has been ruined by unrealistic love stories in TV shows? I'm approaching 30 and I was expecting to have an epic love story that began from my teens. And you guys, yeah, it's not happening. So let's talk about that.
Grab a cuppa and popcorn because you're about to get some life lessons from some of your favourite TV shows or movies. This is Life, Movies and Tea.
I literally grew up on all of the team love stories. I wanted that epic like Peyton and Lucas love story, the Blair and Chuck love story. All of these ones, it's not lost on me that they're quite toxic. And when you rewatch them when you're older, you kind of see that. Yeah, it's not as cute and as sweet. I'm bored, so I thought, why don't we just talk about that a little bit? And so I'm just going to be rambling about my thoughts. And yeah, with Gossip Girl, I was rewatching it, and I remember when I was younger, I used to just be like, I really, really love like Dan and Blair because I'm always for that underdog love story. You know, when people get together and you're like, ooh, will they, won't they type of situation. And I think when I was younger, I just never really understood the fascination with Chuck. Don't get me wrong, I got that he was all mysterious and that, but might be a controversial opinion, but I don't think that he's that attractive. Like, he's okay in that cute British way, but he's not like, I don't know, I find him quite awkward. Again, I'm not saying that they don't have like an epic love story because yeah, I will admit like it is Chuck and Blair, like, hello. But like, do you guys not feel like he's trying too hard to be cool and it's just giving awkward? I'm just like, just loosen up. Whereas I like Dan because I felt like Dan was down to earth and they liked playing off like he was poor or something, but he was not that poor. Did you see that apartment? Like, he wasn't like broke, let's just say. But obviously, in the Upper East Side situation, he probably, yeah, for them he was broke. But whatever, I don't think he was broke for me anyway. I liked Dan because I felt like, well, I like Dan and Blair together because I felt like they got each other on a real level. Like, it wasn't always like dramatic things going on. It was just like a real raw relationship. Like, they like the same literature, they like the same movies, they could have sophisticated conversations. I feel like in the real world, Dan and Blair would work. And I feel like Dan and Serena, bless, Serena's all sweet and that, but like that man did not, he settled. She was pining over that man and he was just like, where's Blair? Literally, like. But anyway, enough of Gossip Girl. I'm gonna move on to One Tree Hill because I'm just like, you guys, I I was literally like Peyton and Lucas, like I would shout that out at the rooftops. Like, I just love like how they had this whole mysterious thing going on. But now I'm watching it back and I was like, dang, that heifer was annoying. Like, it was too much. And I think for me, I hate pick me's. And I'm thinking, I'm watching it back, I'm thinking, oh, she's such a pick me. Because I think back in the day, I used to think that Brooke was that the it girl and she was just like everybody loved her. And so for me, she wasn't an underdog. So I was just like, oh, yeah, here we go again. The popular girl wins. And she's like, whatever. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna side for the girl, the uncool girl, the weirdo, whatever. But now I'm just like, Peyton was toxic, and I don't think she was that much of a good friend. I feel like it was never justified any time that she would backstab Brooke. She would try and play it off like, um, but Brooke, I didn't mean to. My friend ever did that. Ever went like, if the, to be honest, I just think they should have, Lucas should have just been off limits from the get go. Once they knew that, okay, he's a pass around type of man, he should be off limits because the friendship matters more. But they were not going for that. They just kept passing in, passa, 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 boy. Like, he's not even that cute. And oh gosh, one hit book wonder. I don't know if you look multiple books, but I was just like, oh, whatever. For me, someone that was slept upon is Nathan. Fit, kind, fit, and just like an all round great husband. Yes, he had his struggles, but in all fairness, he was like a teenage Was he like a teenage father or something? He had to grow up so quickly. And I feel like sometimes he was kind of like treated unfairly because of his past, because of how he had been. So he had a lot of expectation. Anytime he would mess around, I feel like there was a lot more expectation for him to kind of like redeem himself. Whereas in Lucas, I feel like he got away with murder. The amount of times he told these girls this epic. Did he not tell Brooke that he loved her in the rain? I swear every single season would finish with him being like, just some grand gesture, and we're supposed to forget that he's kind of a trash of a man. I remember one season when he was walking, what was he doing? Was he going to the airport or something? And then we were all like, oh my gosh, who's he gonna pick? Is it gonna be Brooke or Peyton? You guys, it should never even get to the point where we're wondering, no, was it, I think we thought, is it Brooke, Peyton, or Lindsay? It shouldn't get to the point where we're wondering who he's going to meet at the airport, because that's ridiculous if it's not clear who the love of his life is, and it's all we let him get away with murder. Like, I'm sorry, that's just ridiculous. It's because he was cute, but that's just ridiculous. And he wasn't even that good of a ball player anyway. Cha. And to think that those are my references for like wanting these epic love stories. Maybe that's why I'm still single. Like, in real life, really and truly, when you get older, you start to think, what qualities did these men have? Like, and I think most of those stories would be low key boring if they were good qualities. So maybe these TV shows made me have like, I don't want to say fetish, that's the wrong word, like a like or want for like toxic traits in men. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about annoying characters. Looking at you, Rory Gilmore. Oh, she was such, I don't know, like a pick me. What? I can't tell what she was, man. Do you know what? I watch it back and she grates, like, oh, she gets on my last nerve. I remember back in the day thinking, oh, Rory's so perfect, Rory's so this. But it's almost like this perfect girl just always ends up hurting people's feelings somehow. Like, for example, I don't know if she didn't really realize just how privileged she was, because she would try and fit in and with like, she would try to go for this, you don't, what was she saying to Logan one time? She's like, I don't go to these things, you're this, you're that, da, 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 da. And then I think Logan was the only one to check her, to be like, Hunty, you're from the same situation. Like, I don't know, like, I just, yeah. And I just feel like I really need to rewatch this show to have more of an informed opinion. But I just know that like she was just really annoying, and I felt like she got away with murder. She's another one that just got away with it. Like every time, everyone would run around her just trying to like spare her feelings, or just being like, oh, not Rory, da 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 da. But I think obviously in the later season when she does cheat with Dean, I think that's when her mom's a little bit like, you know, what you've done is wrong. Like, yeah, I don't know. If I had all that money, all that treatment, I would. She didn't. I feel like she didn't even amount to much. And then we'll move on to Miss Elena. Gosh, another pick me. I just like, oh, when she got stuck in that coffin, I was honestly so happy, because I was just like, and the show still carried without her. I will say, a side note, Miss Nina Dobrev, she can act. She can act, because I'm telling you now, I preferred what's their mother, Catherine, and all of them people that she acted, and obviously it's the same actress. And I was just like, I can't stand Elena, but these other girls, yeah. Because I felt like, how do I even begin to explain Elena? I feel like she was selfish, for starters, very selfish. And I feel like the situations that she would put Bonnie in, she had no regard of what Bonnie was going through. It was constantly her. And the thing is with Elena, she thought this girl, when she was human, no powers, just a commoner, she would put herself in a situation where she knows that she would need saving, and the only people that could save her are the people, them witches and whatnot. And Little Bonnie stay having a nosebleed trying to take her out. Like I couldn't deal with her. And she would it's like everybody would have to rally around Elena all the time. And I just got to the point where I'm just like, she ain't even all that. What does she offer? And yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do a dedicated episode onto this because there's a list. I think if it was like Rory or Elena would take the crown for being the most annoying character there. I feel like Elena and Stefan, it was honestly just like we were forced to ship them. It was like, oh, Elena's so perfect. Oh, they've got this epic love story, all this and that. But then, really and truly, I feel like, was she ever? Don't get me wrong, she was a good girlfriend at some point, but I felt like she just became such a needy person. And I feel like Caroline grew into her own and she was confident and truly like, it's like she was forced to be independent and truly strong, whereas in Elena, I think was often babied a lot and she's always protected and she always was the prize and she was always the person that everybody, I don't know, maybe something wrong with me, maybe I'm a little bitter, I don't know, I don't know, but I feel like she never had to prove herself, whereas in Caroline had to a lot of the times. And yeah, it was like she was allowed to make mistakes, she was doing this, da, 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 da. There's a lot to go into. So yeah, I think Elena, definitely see that I'm not really like team Elena on that. Um, yeah, I think those are my most annoying characters. Mindy's up there too from the Mindy Project, but we'll get to her in a different day. I feel like lately I've been enjoying watching like stuff that I've already watched before because the capacity in my head, it's like I don't know, like back in the day I used to watch shows and I had this kind of optimistic view. So I really like loved rom-coms because I'll just be like, oh, this is so dreamy. I get to escape into this world. And it's like, oh my gosh. And obviously, in my head, I would just, 90% of my head was just me daydreaming. Like, I wouldn't even be present. I'll just be like daydreaming and just be like, duh, duh, duh. But now it's like, is it a cynic or I'm pessimistic? I don't know what it is. I'm watching something, I'm like, oh, so unrealistic. Oh, so unrealistic. And I'm like, I'm so scared that I'm losing that spark that I had when I was younger. I'm just like, what is going on? Like literally, I'm trying to think of like the last rom-com I watched. Actually, I watched 27 Dresses for the first time the other day. And I don't know if it's because it's just not a good movie, but I just remember watching it thinking, that would never happen. Obviously, rom-coms it's exaggeration, but like come on, you go into it knowing that and you're supposed to kind of eat it up, but I couldn't. It took me like 2 days to finish the movie and I was just like, okay, okay, why should it like yeah, it got ridiculous and I'm just like, what is going on? So I'm because the Christmas season's coming up, I'm thinking, you know what, let me try and get into it. I've never been one into Hallmark movies, but I think I'm gonna try because I can't let that romantic side of me go just because I'm seeing like the reality of life is just that things don't always pan that way. Because I'm trying to do this thing where I'm trying to not romanticize everything because I think it might be a problem. Like if there's like fireworks taking place somewhere, like let me go because I might meet someone there and then we can watch the fireworks together. I have this obsession with Ferris wheels because I'm always like, oh, that's such a romantic place to go with someone, like all of these things. And then now that I'm pushing 30 and I've not had any of those epic love stories, I'm just like, honest, I'm so sad. Like, yeah, your girl is just I don't know. I don't know what needs to take place because I've missed my the boat of meeting my teen high school sweetheart or whatever they call it. I've missed that boat. Uh, like what maybe I need to watch Desperate Housewives or something. Maybe I need to see like how we're supposed to have these epic love stories, the other side of it, because I don't. And I never really watched Sex and the City, but I've been like, I mean, I watch it now and again, so I know the characters and I kind of know like certain premises and stuff. But I saw clips on TikTok around where some of the characters are now, and I'm thinking, dang, they're still struggling too. So is that's probably what it's like on the other side. Like, so yeah, once again I ask, whose life has been ruined by these love stories? Because if anybody else can relate, like, actually, I want to hear modern day, real life love stories, like epic love stories. Let me know, because that is what will bring that spark back in me again. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to be mostly doing, just kind of ranting about life, movies, and today I don't have a cup of tea because I've had 20 already today, and I'm trying to, decrease, because I feel like low key it could be an addiction if I carry on. So yeah, so let me know if you guys enjoy my ramblings of TV shows, and just, yeah, so cheers.